Good morning, students. Welcome back in Darwin's classes, and myself, Dr. UK Yadav, PhD Bio. In continuation with the third chapter from class 12, that is human reproduction. Now it is the turn for gametogenesis. And as we know that in case of sexual reproduction, fertilization is the main event. That means the activities, the processes, the events which take place prior to fertilization is pre-fertilization event, and then fertilization will be there, and after that there will be post-fertilization events. So these are the pre-fertilization events, and for fertilization there is need of male and female gamete. So prior to fertilization there is need of production of male and female gamete. So it is the process, that is gametogenesis, means formation of gamete. Then it is of two types, that means formation of male gamete as well as female gamete. Formation of male gamete, that means spermatogenesis, and formation of female gamete, that means egg or ovum, termed as oogenesis. So the formation of gamete means gametogenesis takes place in human being after attainment of puberty. Prior to puberty there is no spermatogenesis or oogenesis. That means it starts at the age of puberty, sexual maturity, during adolescent period. There are certain differences between spermatogenesis and oogenesis. Spermatogenesis means formation of haploid spermatozoa or sperms from diploid स्पर्मेटोगोनिया. जो स्पर्मेटोगोनिया है कहाँ है ये? इन द सेमिनिफेरस ट्यूब्यूल्स ऑफ द ह्यूमन टेस्टिस. टेस्टिस में क्या होते हैं? टेस्टिकुलर चैम्बर्स होते हैं, कंपार्टमेंट होते हैं अराउंड 250, और इसमें क्या होंगे 1 to 3 सेमिनिफेरस ट्यूब्यूल्स आर देयर, और इस सेमिनिफेरस ट्यूब्यूल्स के इनसाइड में क्या होंगे? देयर आर स्पर्मेटोगोनिया. दैट मीन्स देयर आर germ cell, epithelial germinal cells are there, and they proliferate, they divide and redivide, leading to the formation of male gamete. And there are certain cells which provide nutrients to these developing spermatozoa, and that is termed as Sertoli cells or nurse cells. In case of female, oogenesis means formation of haploid ovum from the diploid germ cells of the ovary. दोनों में क्या होते हैं? There are certain differences. पहली बात ये है, the spermatogenesis continues after attainment of puberty. It is continuous process for whole life. But in case of female, it starts at the age of puberty and it ends at the age of 45 to 50 years. That means when there will be continuation of the menstrual cycle, MC, there will be oogenesis. And actually oogenesis is not the formation of egg, ovum, rather it is maturation of ovum or egg. So I would like to make the things clear that what are the differences between spermatogenesis and oogenesis. So first of all, it is lifelong process. That means after puberty it is going on for whole life. Although after the attainment of age 60 years or like that, the number of sperms may be lesser, or the motility of the sperm, the vitality of the sperm may get reduced. But in case of female, what happens? The oogenesis occurs only from menarche to menopause. Whenever there will be menopause, there will be no menstrual cycle. That means there will be no further development of the egg. What happens here? In case of male, the spermatogenesis means production of male gamete, and from a single spermatogonia, there is production of 4 cells. That means from single cell there will be production of 4 spermatozoa. But in case of female, what happens? From a single germ cell, follicular cells or primary follicular cells or oocyte, primary oocyte, there will be formation of only one egg cell. What will happen during meiosis first? Here, during meiosis first, there will be production of two secondary spermatocytes, haploid spermatocytes, and further they will divide in meiosis second, and it will lead to the formation of four spermatids. But here what happens during meiosis first, and here meiosis first is very long, as all the eggs in their primitive form, in their primary oocyte form, they are arrested in prophase first phase. What happens actually, the formation of the follicular cells completes only during the embryonic development of the female fetus. When there is development of the female fetus inside the uterus of the mother, when there is development of girl child, there is production of follicular cells, and it is around 2 million follicular cells in each ovary. And after birth, most of the cells, they are going to degenerate, and at the time of puberty, only 60 to 80,000 follicular cells are surviving, and rest are being degenerated, and that is termed as follicular atresia. What happens in case of female is that during the embryonic development, around 25 weeks old, all the primary follicles are going to be synthesized. That means no further cells are being added. The primary follicular cells are being added in case of female, and at that time around 2 millions of oogonia is there in each ovary. But after lapses of time, after birth, these primary follicles are going to be degenerate, and most of the cells are being degenerated, and only at the time of sexual maturity, at the time of puberty, only 60 to 80,000 primary follicles are there, and out of that, in whole life, there is maturation of hardly 400 to 450. So what happens, out of the 2 millions of the primary follicles, only 60 to 80,000 remain function, and rest are going to be degenerate, and that is termed as follicular atresia. That means follicular cells are going to be degenerate, and out of these 60 to 80,000 primary follicles, hardly 400 to 450 eggs are going to get maturity in whole life. Out of this, only 400 to 450 eggs are getting maturity. Just see here, out of the 60 or 80,000, only 400 to 450 eggs are getting maturity in whole life. As you know that the puberty, that means the first menstrual cycle, that will start at the age of 13 years, that means menarche at the age of 13 years, and in general the menopause at age of 45 years. So altogether the reproductive age is for 32 years. That means from 13 years to 45 years. That means reproductive age in case of female it is around 32 years. 32 इयर्स के रिप्रोडक्टिव एज होंगे, यानी कि 32 इयर्स तक एग की मैच्योरेशन होगी. एग का फॉर्मेशन ऑलरेडी हो चुका है. वन बाय वन फ्रॉम ईच ओवरी द एग्स आर गेटिंग मैच्योरिटी. और फिर क्या होंगे, ड्यूरिंग प्रेगनेंसी पीरियड, ड्यूरिंग जेस्टेशन पीरियड देयर विल बी नो ओव्यूलेशन. तो लाइफ टाइम में यदि 2 बच्चे पैदा होते हैं तो एटलीस्ट फॉर 2 इयर्स देयर विल बी रेस्ट, 2 साल के लिए क्या होंगे, रेस्ट होंगे। यानी कि ये जो एग का मैच्योरेशन होगा, एग रिलीज होंगे, वो कितने इयर्स, रिप्रोडक्टिव एज 32 इयर्स है, तो क्या होंगे 2 इयर्स मिनिमम रेस्ट, 2 इयर्स रेस्ट ड्यूरिंग प्रेगनेंसी। दैट मीन्स प्रेगनेंसी के टाइम में एग की मैच्योरेशन नहीं हो, तो कितने इयर्स बच गए, ऑल टुगेदर देयर आर 30 इयर्स। तो 30 इयर्स में जो एग की मैच्योरेशन होगी, एक साल में कितना होगा, 28 डेज, दैट मीन्स ऑलमोस्ट 30 eggs are going to get maturity in a year, 390. How many eggs are going to get maturity, 390, means around 400, but it is not exactly 45 years, sometimes it may go up to 50 years, and therefore some additional may be added, 2 or 3 years. If it is 3 years, that means around 40x, 4 years, likewise. So it is roughly around 400 plus, that means 400 to 450 eggs are going to be mature for whole life. पूरी जिंदगी में कितने एग मैच्योर हो रहे हैं, 400 से 450. बट इन केस ऑफ मेल देयर इज प्रोडक्शन ऑफ 4 spermatozoa from a single spermatids, from a single spermatogonia. Here what happens, there will be meiosis first, and as a result of meiosis first there will be production of 2 cells, and that is unequal division of cytoplasm. That means the chromosome will become half, 23 and 23, but one side all the cytoplasm will be retained by a single cell, and in another there will be no cytoplasm, only there will be nucleus, 23 chromosomes and cell membrane, slight cytoplasm, and that is not functional. They are going to be destroyed, and they are termed as first polar body. And again, when there will be fertilization, that means the maturation of egg is not being completed only inside the ovary, whereas in case of male, the male gamete is being produced and matured inside the testis. But in case of female, what happens, in ovary there is maturation of the ovum, and the rest of the maturation is being done in the fallopian tube. When there will be fertilization, at the time of fertilization, when there will be entry of the sperm nucleus, at that time the meiosis second will be completed. So the whole process is being completed in case of male in testis. Here it is not only in ovary, rather some of the part of their maturation that goes inside the oviduct. So these are the differences between spermatogenesis and oogenesis. That means the whole process is being completed in case of male in testis. In case of female, it is not only ovary, rather some of the developmental part is going to be completed in their oviduct, fallopian tube. It is continuous process. It is not continuous process, it is discontinuous process, as it starts after puberty, menarche, and up to menopause, and after that again there will be no ovulation. In case of spermatogenesis, there are few cells inside the seminiferous tubules, and they are the Sertoli cells or nurse cells, which are providing nutrients for the development of the further development of the spermatozoa. But in case of female, no such cells are there. In case of spermatogenesis, the growth phase is very short, but in case of oogenesis, the growth phase is very longer. In case of spermatogenesis, there is maturation, there is transformation of spermatids into spermatozoa. But Here is nothing like that. The eggs are going to be get mature. That means there is differentiation in case of spermatogenesis, but no differentiation in case of oogenesis. And as we know that the sperms are motile, their size is very small. In comparison to a sperm, the ovum are larger and they are non-motile. Although they are moving, the ciliated epithelial cells inside the oviduct, they are propelling the egg or ovum towards the uterus. But sperms are motile as their size is small and having tail. Due to the lashing movement of the tail, there is movement in case of sperm. And as we know that in case of sperms, there is no reserve food material. As mitochondria is there, which is providing energy for their movement, but in case of egg, there is ample amount of reserve food material as all the cytoplasm is being retained by a single cell. So these are the differences between spermatogenesis and oogenesis. I would like to write down these differences in tabular form for your convenience. These are the differences between spermatogenesis and oogenesis. First one is it occurs inside the testis, where it occurs inside the ovary. All the stages are completed inside testis. Here, the primary or the main developmental stages are going to be completed inside the ovary, but meiosis second is going to be complete inside the oviduct. Therefore, in both ovary as well as oviduct, spermatogonia develop from germinal lining of the seminiferous tubules, and here the oogonia develops from the germinal epithelium overlying the ovary. ये ovary के जो cortex part होंगे वहाँ से germinal epithelial cells ये बनाएंगे, तो follicular cells हैं जो primary oocyte है वो डेवलप होंगे, egg cell को बनाएंगे. Some cells support the spermatozoa. They are the nursing cell or nurse cell, and they are termed as Sertoli cells. That means inside the seminiferous tubules, two types of cells are there, the spermatogonia and Sertoli cells. But here, no such differentiation is there. All spermatogonia divide to form spermatocytes. That means all the cells are capable to divide and leads to the formation of sperms. But here only some oogonia give rise to oocytes. That means most of the cells are going to be degenerated. So only few cells are going to get maturity, and that lead to the formation of egg cell or oocytes. Here the growth phase is short. That means after multiplication, the cells spermatogonia are continuously divided by mitosis, giving rise to more and more number of spermatogonia, and then there is further growth in the cells of the spermatogonia, primary spermatocytes, and they accumulate food. They become larger, almost double of the normal size, and that is the growth phase. And after that maturation phase, that means meiosis occurs. So the phase of growth is very short, and here the growth phase is very prolonged. Primary spermatocyte divide by meiosis first to form two secondary spermatocytes. That means the primary spermatocytes having 46 number of chromosomes, and there will be meiosis first, and that will lead to the formation of two secondary spermatocytes. Secondary spermatocytes means now they are M. They are having single set of chromosomes. Here primary oocyte undergo meiosis first to form one secondary oocyte. This one is an haploid and one polar body, and this polar body having only and only the genetic material. And that is, it is not confirmed that what happens to this polar body, whether again it completes meiosis second or not. It is not very clear as our textbook. So these are the differences. Few differences are going to write down again. In case of spermatogenesis, the secondary spermatocytes divide by meiosis second to produce two spermatids. Here what happens? at each successive division, that means meiosis and first and meiosis second, there is production of two cells. That means all the four cells are alive, functional. Here what happens? Secondary oocyte divide by meiosis second, and as a result there is production of one ovum and one polar body. Here only one cell is functional and another one is polar body, that is having no importance. Each spermatid undergo differentiation to become a spermatozoa. The spermatids, the cell, the male gamete cell, haploid cell, that is undergoing differentiation, and then a spermatozoa forms. Sperm cells having head, neck, middle piece and tail. That is differentiation, and no such differentiation is required in case of oogenesis. A spermatocyte forms four spermatozoa from a single cell. There is formation of four cells as it happens in meiosis, but here an oocyte forms only one ovum. Sperms are smaller than spermatocytes. The cells from where sperms are going to be formed, they are smaller. Here it is larger than oocyte. The egg cell is larger than oocyte. As there is collection of reserve food, and during meiosis first or meiosis second, there is unequal division of the cytoplasm, and therefore it becomes larger than that of the oocytes. Little reserve food is there in case of a sperm cell. No food or very little cytoplasm or food is there. Here lot of reserve food and other biomolecules are there in case of ovum. It produces motile male gametes, whereas in case of oogenesis it leads to the formation of non-motile female gametes. These are the differences between spermatogenesis and oogenesis, the formation of male and female gametes. And next I would like to discuss the fertilization, that means the union of male and female gamete. Thank you all, have a nice day, and hope that you are enjoying the lectures, and give the suggestions, the comments, so that I may make it more valuable for you. Thank you one and all.